in pieces old and young. So those that of our children are not following the laws and statute commandments, the Most High going to kill them too. Okay, young and old. Read that verse again.
And with thee will I break in pieces, old and young.
So the Most High don't care if you're young or old. He's going to put you to death if you ain't keeping these laws. Read.
And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid.
So all these brothers that's out here in these gangs, okay, he's going to break you in pieces, man.
Right.
Okay? All you whoremongers, fornicators, adulterers, the Most High going to break you in pieces, man.
Right.
What?
I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. And with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and the yoke of oxen. And with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers.
Right, and that's what he's going to do when he comes back. The Most High is going to use us as that instrument. Okay, was he more than that? Okay? He's going to use us for these, to break the nations in pieces. To what? To bring back forth the word of the Most High. Okay, what I told you to get up? Jeremiah 10. Good.
Come down something. Thank you. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
So the Most High speaking to you, you so-called niggers and Latinos. You are the Israelites. It says, O house of Israel. Read.
Verse 2. Thus say the Lord.
It says, thus saith the Lord. Meaning the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Thus saith the Lord. Read.
Learn not the way of the heathen.
So he's telling you, learn not the way of the heathen.
Right.
Meaning don't learn the ways of America.
Right.
Don't learn Christmas,
right.
Thanksgiving, Halloween, 4th of July. It says, learn not the way of the heathen.
Right.
Read.
Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Right. Don't be made at the signs of heaven. Just like they were talking about the moon last month. Talking about how bright the moon was. The Most High don't worry about those things. Okay? Read.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
So when they see those things, the heathens are dismayed at them. That's why they had on television, the world news, talking about the moon. Okay? The Most High is telling you, don't be dismayed at those signs. Okay? Good.
For the customs of the people are vain.
So the Most High is telling you their customs. Their customs. Christmas is a customs of the so-called white man. Halloween. Thanksgiving. He said their customs are vain. Right?
For one cut of a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
Right. So one cut of a tree out of the forest. What is that talking about? It's going to explain a little bit more. Go ahead.
They deck it with silver and gold.
They what?
They deck it with silver and gold.
So how the heck in Jeremiah 10, verse 10, learn that in the scriptures about Christmas? That you so-called Negroes are celebrating, and you Latinos celebrating. You got a tree on top of your car. Okay, that's wickedness, man.
Right.
Okay, read.
Come on, somebody. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not.
So the question is why are you celebrating these Christmases that's coming up? Okay, where was you so-called Negroes and Latinos during 1900s? 1776, 1800s during Christmas time. Who's the Christmas gift underneath the tree then? That's what you got to ask yourself back then. Okay? During the 1800s, 1700s, when you so-called celebrating Christmas, because you really wasn't celebrating it, okay? You used the Christmas tree. I mean the prize under the tree. Okay? Right?
They are upright as a palm tree, but speak not.
Right. They are upright as a palm tree, they speak not. What is that talking about? It's talking about the so-called Christmas tree. Okay? But it's really a Babylonian customs that America got.
Right.
Okay? Let's read it from the top again.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus say the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
So he's telling you, learn not the way of the heathen.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain.
So he's telling you America's customs are in vain.
Right.
Okay, read.
For one cut of a tree out of the forest.
So one cut of a tree out of a forest. Let's see what this is talking about. Is this talking about Halloween? Let's see what the scriptures is talking about. Read.
The work of the hands of the workman with the axe.
With the what?
The work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it with silver and gold.
So it says they deck it with silver and gold. Okay, right?
They fasten it with nails that it move not.
So it says they fasten it with nails that it move not. Okay? That's what you don't understand. Okay? And like I said, we, the so-called Negroes and Latinos, are the true biblical people of the Bible.
That's right.
Okay? We are the Israelites.
Right.
Okay? Give me that at Deuteronomy 7:26, huh? Let's go into more about the stupid Christmas tree that our people are putting in their homes now. She has a question? Okay. You have a question? Ephraim. Is that?
Wait, is that what you're asking?
How, do you want to know who you are? Is that what you're asking? What's your nationality? Yes. According. Okay. What was your father? Was he native or was he Spaniard? Because a lot of the so-called Mexicans like to refer to themselves as Spaniard. Okay, which is not true. Right. Right. But a lot of the South, like the southern tribes, like Guatemala, Mexico, which is Ishikar, a lot of them back then, you had, who conquered them during those days? You know the history?
Yeah, no.
Okay, you know the Conquistadors, right?
Yeah.
You know who conquered the natives down there? They were white people. They were Spaniards. Right. So that's why they speak Spanish. Because they was conquered, right? Just like when you go to Haiti. Okay? What do they speak? French, right? Who they got conquered by? White men, right? They were French. But they're the same people. That's what our people don't understand. Whether you're German, French, okay, Spaniard, they're all the same people. Okay? And that's what we have to understand. So, but you're saying that your dad is Spaniard, but a lot of Mexicans like to refer to because that brings them closer to the white man. Okay? That's what that doesn't understand. But according to the scriptures, the Puerto Ricans are one of the tribes.
The Taínos.
The Taíno Indians.
Taíno.
You didn't know that? Okay. Let me show you something. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 28.
Is that the regular
King James Version? Yes.
James? Okay.
If you got something. Yeah. Let me show you something. We'll give you a flyer. We'll give you a flyer. We're going to go into the good. 49 and 1. Or 49, yeah.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together.
So Jacob, you know anything about the Bible?
Yeah.
Okay, you know who Jacob is?
Yeah.
Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? So this is what he's telling his sons. So he had 12 sons. Read from the top again.
And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together.
So he's telling his sons, he's bringing his son forth, gather yourselves together, right?
That I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
So he's telling them what's going to be happening to these people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Dominican, Haitians, Puerto Ricans, in the last days, right?
Verse 2, gather yourselves together, and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Reuben, thou art my firstborn.
Reuben, which is the Seminole Indians, okay, good.
My might, and the beginning of my strength.
Reuben is the Seminole Indians that's in Florida, okay? Okay, good. He's the firstborn, good.
The excellency of dignity.
He's the excellence of dignity, good.
And the excellency of power. unstable as water. Thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then defilest thou it.
Right, because when you go into history, Reuben slept with his father's wife. So that's how he lost his place. But they still of the tribe, but they lost their rank within the tribe. Okay? Go to where we at? Go to Heathens, yeah, go ahead.
Verse 22, Joseph is a fruitful bowl, even a fruitful bowl by a well, whose branches run over the wall. The archers have sorely grieved him, and shot at him, and hated him. But his bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty God of Jacob. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel.
Right, because when you look at all these people here was conquered, okay, by the so-called white man. Whether it was the French, the Spaniards, okay, all these people was conquered, okay. So, you know anything about these people in the history of how these people lost their land? You know what Puerto Rico means? You know where that came from? It's called rich port. So that's what the white man called it, rich port. So if all yourself call yourself Puerto Rican, you call yourself a rich port. That doesn't make any sense. That's not a nationality. According to the Bible, the Puerto Ricans are heathen. Okay, they are one of the tribes. Okay, so when you look up that word Puerto Rican, that means rich port. That's not a nationality. Okay, so you got to remember when you go into history, you'll see when they conquered the natives down there. Okay, we got what's the book Columbus. There's a lot of books that you can go into that you can see a lot of the natives was conquered by the so-called white man. Okay, go into history and start teaching them the language, of their language. Okay, so we're going to go into some of the curses to show you.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So the Most High said, these people, which is the Puerto Ricans, the Haitians, the Dominicans, the Native Americans, if they would have kept these laws, the Most High said in Deuteronomy 28:1, so he's going to set them on high above all nations, right? He's telling you. He said he's going to set them on high. Even though he created everyone on the earth, but those people are his special people. Did you know that? When you read the Bible? Yeah. Israel is the apple of his eye. Jacob is the apple of his eye. Yeah. Right. So what you think is going to happen to all these so-called blacks, Native Americans, Puerto Ricans? What you think the Most High is going to do to those people that did that to his people? Do you want to explain it? Go to Deuteronomy 28:15. I'm going to show you what the Most High is going to do. Go to Isaiah. Revelation, that's good. Go to 28:15. I'm going to show you what the Most High is going to do to them.
Verse 15. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
That means listen to the voice of the Lord thy God. Go ahead.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
See that? You see how when the Bible, when it reads, it says his commandments, his laws? That's what we fell away from. So that's why you see the condition that our people are in, because they left the Bible. This is their lifeline, the so-called Negroes and Puerto Ricans and Haitians. Okay, go ahead.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come.
All these what?
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So these curses was going to come and overtake our people. Okay, let's go into some of the curses that fell not just on the so-called Negroes. Let's see what the curses fell upon the Puerto Ricans. Okay? Go to 32. Because the same thing that happened to the so-called Negroes, same thing happened to the Puerto Ricans, right?
Verse 32. of the 28th chapter of Deuteronomy. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
It says, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. When you go into the history of the Puerto Ricans, wasn't their sons and their daughters given to another people? When you do the history on that? Exactly. Okay, go ahead.
And thy eyes shall look and fall with longing for them all the day long.
So when you read that, people always think that this happened to the blacks. But it didn't. It happened to the Puerto Ricans. It happened to the Mexicans. The same exact thing. Happened to the Native Americans, which are the Gadites. Okay? Go to 46.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
So he said these curses shall be upon them for a sign and a wonder. So when you look at a McDonald's sign, when you look at a sign and it has a McDonald's logo on it, you know it's McDonald's, right? So this is what the Most High is saying. Read it again.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
So it shall be upon them for a sign and a wonder. So you're going to know that those people are the Most High's people according to the curses, right?
And upon thy seed forever.
Forever, right?
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies.
So what?
Serve thy enemies.
So the Most High is telling us we're going to serve our enemies. Okay, go ahead.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
He's sending these nations against us. Okay, go ahead.
In hunger.
And what?
In hunger.
I'm going to ask you a question. Where do you have to go to get your food? Who owns the store? Do the Puerto Ricans own the stores? Does the Haitians own the store? Does the Mexicans own the store? That's what they're talking about. So when you want to get something to eat, where you got to go? You got to go to your enemy. Go read that again.
All things.
He's telling you what in all things, though.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
So he said, now he's going to go in the deeper. He said, this man is going to put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Now, that just doesn't happen to the so-called Negroes, but it also happened to the Puerto Ricans, the Haitians, the Jamaicans, okay? They had iron upon their neck, okay? Go ahead, keep on.
Until he have destroyed thee.
So now he's destroyed us physically and he destroyed us mentally. Okay, when you go, I'm sure you ever seen the movie Roots?
Yeah.
Okay? All you say in Roots and all those curses are right in the Bible. What?
Verse 49 of the 28th chapter of Deuteronomy. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
So the Most High said he's talking to a specific nation, what he's talking about. From far, go ahead.
From the end of the earth. As swift as the eagle flieth.
As what?
As swift as the eagle flieth.
What is America's symbol? When you look on the back of your dollar bill. Okay. Now your lights got to go on now. Okay. When your light go on now, it says swift as an eagle. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Before the Romans was ruling, who was ruling before the Romans? What nation? This is where the Christians get stumbled in the scriptures. Nope. Nope. Huh? Nope. That's where the Christians get stumbled on the Bible. It was the Greeks. Right. Right. And guess what their symbol was? The eagle. That was the first white empire.
This is the word of the Lord of hosts. I took you from the pastures and from following the sheep to be prince over my people Israel. I have been with you wherever you have gone and have destroyed all the enemies in your path. I will make you a great name among the great ones of the earth. I will assign a place for my people in Israel. There I will plant them, and they shall dwell in their own land.